Welcome to Studio 39 Design Studio. This is Richmond speaking, your resident architect. In this video, I'm going to be doing a foundation plan. In my sequence of videos that I was planning to do for the series, the ArchiCAD beginner tutorial series, I was planning to do a tutorial on how to use the section tool, because we just recently did the elevation tool. But before I go into that, I want to start off by doing a ArchiCAD beginner tutorial on foundations, basically. So the reason why I'm also doing this is because I've been using 3D foundations in some of the videos, in some of the projects that I'm working on. So I just wanted to share with you guys my method. Obviously, this is just a simple foundation brickwork. I use in this particular project, I use the foundation strips, a slab tool basically, and then I use the wall tool for the foundation brickwork. And this is how it looks like in 3D, but it's a story for another day. But more so, this is one of the projects that I've been working on. It's more of an extension of an existing house. So these are the foundation bricks, the foundation plans. Basically, I have some annotations and dimensions basically. So, and also I have existing foundations. Obviously, I don't know these existing foundations, but I know the style of the way foundations used to be made in the region that I'm in. Usually they go for a 300 deep by 600 wide, and I have a specific engineer that I work with. This engineer always asks me to make my foundations strips, the concrete strips, to be 300 deep and 700 wide. In some instances, he asked me to make them 800 wide, but I prefer to work with the 700 wide. And also the brickwork, because the area that I'm mostly building in is an area which has a lot of clay soil in the area, so he wants the foundations to be strong. So what we also do is we include a cavity of reinforced concrete in the foundation brickwork, so the double skin then has a cavity inside of it. So this is another method which ends up making it a bit more complicated when I'm doing my sections. So I'm showing this so that maybe this can help somebody out there. As you can see here in my the 3D model, this is the 3D model that I've been working with. It's an extension, new roofs and everything like that, new facades, blah blah blah, and new floors. This is the foundation. This is the foundation work. So the ones with the white outline are existing, and the one with the solid, that look more solid with the outline, are the new ones, and they're much more deeper than the other ones. So basically that's that. And I like this method of using 3D foundations in this method because of how it comes out when I'm detailing my sections. More specifically, you see that we have our foundation right there, and also we have our brickwork with the reinforced concrete foundation, which also ties in to the surface bed or the floor slab, which is 100 millimeter deep rather than the 85 or the 75. So I like this for this specific reason. So what I'm going to do is, on this video, on this tutorial, I'm going to be using the same project that we've been using on my previous videos, and there are a couple of things that I need to fix. Obviously, I would like to make the walls look proper. Before I go into that, I'm going to go to building materials, and then I'm going to create a new building material. So we can just say new, and we're going to be duplicating the one that I selected. So this is going to be brick, and then I'm just going to say dash new, And then what I'm also going to do, the one at the bottom is going to be 81 and the one on top is going to be 8. I know my pen sets, I understand what's happening here, and then I'm just gonna say okay. Also what I want to do also is go to the concrete, and with the concrete I'm just going to create a new one. So this is going to be concrete new, so that it has color. And then I'm going to go for 84 here, and also at the top I'm just going to go for 8 because I know my pen sets. And then I'm just gonna say okay, and then I've selected all the walls. And then under structure, instead of using the generic structure, I'm going to be using the new building material, which is brick new. Obviously it's not showing right now because I overrode the cut surfaces. So right there I'm going to go for none, so that it changes the how it comes out right there. And also with the columns right here, I only have 2 columns. I want this to be a concrete new, and it doesn't change right away because I have to go change the or overwrite the cut fill pens, and that's what I get. The floor slabs are going to be 100 millimeter deep or 100 millimeter thick, so that's another thing that I need to note. The paving on the outskirts is going to be 50 millimeter deep, and then when we look at it like this, that's how it's going to come out. The turf right here, I'm going to switch it off, so I'm just gonna leave it like this for now, and then I'm gonna go to the ground floor plan. Now what I need to do is to create a specific composite for that wall rather than drawing a specific wall. I'm going to make a composite, so something like this, and then I'm going to say new. I'm not going to be duplicating this, so this is just the foundation bricks, and then I'm just gonna say okay. And then I know the brick, the thickness of the brick is 110, and then I'm just going to add 2 more skins. The one in the middle is going to be a concrete, and the ones on the outside are going to be brickworks. So that's how it's going to come out. So if you wanted to add maybe an extra skin, and this skin is more specifically if you wanted to go for a plaster type, we can just go let's see, plaster lime sand, which is fine, and then the thickness of the plaster is usually 10 millimeters. I can add another skin which is the same as this one, and then take it to the top, so it's the first one on the list. And also under type right here, you can change this to a finish or other, but obviously I'm not really looking to be using this on this specific project or this specific presentation or tutorial. And this is only going to be because this is a foundation bricks, I'm only going to be using it in the wall tool, and then I'm just gonna say okay. Another thing that I'm realizing right now as we're talking is that I don't have a layer for the foundation bricks or the foundation strip, so I'm just gonna say strip. More specifically, I have to say 3D strip spacebar dot foundation. Just say okay, and then I want to switch this on for the floor, the floor layout, layer combination, and also the floor layout draft, and also for the 3D render. I'm also going to switch it on for the section and elevations, and then I'm going to create a new layer which is going to be called the 3D wall spacebar dot foundation. and then I'm gonna say okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna switch it on for the sections, elevations, flow layout draft, and 3D, and then I'm just gonna say okay. Select a wall. Instead of using under structure, instead of using the generic form, I'm going to be using this one, which pulls information from the composites. And then I'm just going to type in F for foundation bricks. There you go, this is what comes out. And then I'm just going to start drawing my foundation brickwork, and there you go. So I'm just going to be drawing in places that I know I'm going to need it for sure as part of my foundation brickwork, and in areas where there is going to be a lot of load bearing walls above. So that's how it is right there. And what I'm realizing right now is that it's not showing the way it's supposed to be showing, so I'm just going to unsuspend the grouping, and then I'm going to go onto the floor plane and sections, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and override this information. What else? This one, just make it like that, so that's fine. And then I'm gonna continue, so I'm gonna pick up the properties from this, and then I'm going to continue with the line on the outside, or where the porch is going to be something like this. And also from here, because the garage is separated from the house by a load bearing wall. There are other hacks you can do in terms of like presentation wise, but I'm not really going to go into that. I'm gonna let you guys work that out on your own. But maybe if I were to show you something, is that you can use a fill. I'm just going to use a fill if you wanted to connect. You want to show that there's a connection of the concrete right here. I'm going to use a fill, and then I'm going to bring it to the front. Make sure that the fill pattern is this one, and then obviously this one is going to be concrete, which is going to be light concrete. I think I used 84 if I'm not mistaken over here. Yeah, it is 84, but 84 here, and then this is 8 at the top, and then 1 here. And wherever you want to connect, you're just gonna go and drag this and drop it wherever you want it to connect. So this is just a hack that you might want to use in your project, so that there's some continuity with your concrete cavity walls, I guess. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm just gonna save this, because I just realized I haven't saved this. So this is foundation. Alright, I'm just gonna check if I use the right layer for this. This is supposed to be wall foundation, and then for the foundation strip, I'm going to be using the layer strip foundation, and then I'm going to be using concrete, and I know that it's 300 deep and it's 700 wide, and because the offset from the center it's going to be 165, because that's 33 330 divided by 2 is 165. I think so. So let's see how it actually pans out. So that will be my foundation brickwork, my foundation strip to be more specific. So it's going to run in this manner. There you go. It's not showing right now because of the properties it has under the floor plane and section, and the cut pen is going to be a number 4. The uncut pen is going to be number 1. and the overhang pan is going to be a number 1, and also this one I'm just gonna leave it at number 1. Another thing that I want to do is I want to continue this foundation strip from this point to that point. So I'm just mirroring this right now. Also from here. Alright, so I'm going to start on this side. There you go. Obviously in 3D it's not going to be looking quite proper. In fact, let's go into our floor layout. So it's not looking really proper right now, but what I want to do is I'm going to select all the walls in this view. So the wall tool, select all, or Control A to select all the walls. I'm going to Control T to open the wall settings, the wall selection settings, and then the wall top I want to unlink it, and then how tall I want the walls to be from the finished floor to the base of the foundation brickwork. It's going to be 850. There you go. I think I'm happy with this. So they're not going to show right now. So what you want to do is you want to overwrite some information, like you want it to show on the home story only, and you want it to be a symbol cut, so that it shows all the finish, the fills basically, and then also the foundation brickwork. And we're using the beam tool for this. Forgot to mention that. Also, you want to override some information when it comes to the floor plan display, home story only, and then I want this just to be the outline, right? So this is how it's going to come out like. Now that I know how deep I want my floors to, or my foundation brickwork to be, then I can just pull it up to the finished floor level, just like that. And then also I'm going to be pulling up this to the same level. But obviously this is on the outside, it's a bit lower, so I'm going to select this specific foundation brickwork, and then I'm going to suspend the grouping, and then I'm just going to take the top a bit lower. Just for graphics purposes, what I'm going to do is the surfaces on the outside I'm going to unlink so that I can change the surface presentation on the outside. So I prefer that, and then I can take all the foundation strips to that level so that they are proper and in the right place. And you might be asking yourself, what about the walls which are non-load bearing? So in order to explain that to you guys, you have to understand that the method that my engineer uses is that the foundation, the floor slab is going to be 100mm thick rather than the usual 85 or 75, which means that it can take on the stress from these specific walls right here. So we don't need to do any more foundations in these areas. So I like that method very well, because it also helps on site to move things a bit more quickly. So that's what I can say. So the other thing that you can do when you're here is you can now go ahead and under annotations, you can put in your annotations, which is 700 by 300 millimeter reinforced, short form reinforced concrete, short form once again, reinforced concrete foundation strips, foundation strip. So I usually put my annotation something like this. so that they're not overbearing. I'm just going to lower them to a 2.5 millimeter, and also make them not bold, and then I'll just place them in certain places so that you know what you are looking for. And other things that you might want to do is you might want to start doing some dimensions. Not a lot of work to be done right here, but that's how it goes. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. With that said, I would like to encourage you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, because I do videos like this every week. That's it for me, Richmond. Love you guys. God bless you, and goodbye.
Thank you.